The first one is actually basically a deck I got beat by last night. I tried to use a Mega Rayquaza deck using like a Manaphy EX for free retreat with water Pokemon or water energies that are attached to said Pokemon with a Glaceon, and it worked for certain people. But when I went, but when I went up against the mirror match, and he was using a Steel Rayquaza deck with Magearna and Glaceon's special effect, this card here didn't work. Where basically it's supposed to, evolution Pokemon can't do anything to it. Well, that didn't work. And the Manaphy thing was getting a little kind of annoying because I like to keep my energies for, Pokemon that'll use them, not just for a retreat. So I decided to change it up and use Float Stones and kind of do what he did to an extent. Because I do believe it's probably the best way of doing it. So this is probably what I'll be running. I'll have it in the description. But I really like Jirachi. Let's see here. This is Jirachi here. And discard all energy attached to this Pokemon, which is one metal energy and one colorless. The defending Pokemon is knocked out at the end of the opponent's next turn, so you're guaranteed to kill him. You get rid of the energies, but whatever, you kill whoever it is. So yeah, I switched up a lot. If you've seen what the deck was before. Adding and switching things that, learning as I go with the deck. I instead of 2 Dragonites, I have 1 Dragonite now. Added in a Genesect, so when we're swapping cards constantly, say you have that one card like a Spirit Link or something that you want to keep, you just put it on Genesect, enter Sycamore, and then after you're done with that, you can take that card back and you save it. So yeah. And then, of course, Giratina promo card, which is this thing here. And each Pokemon break has no abilities. So, that's nice. Alright, so the deck that I came up with is not something that really I've seen anywhere. I did a lot of thinking, on what I would want in a deck. And so I did some research, on counters. Because I know, like, a lot of Mewtwo and Mega Ray decks came out, and I wanted to see, what's going on. And apparently at the last, like in Dallas and another place that I looked up, the top decks that were played were Gardevoir, and these are in order from first to last and most played to least played. Gardevoir, Mega Gardevoir, Xerneas decks, and then Mewtwo and the Rayquaza decks. And then followed by Giratina, Scizor, and Darkrai. Which was interesting, because I really like metal decks in that kind of scenario. Also, for this Mega Ray and for this deck here. Because if Gardevoir and Xerneas are being played the most currently, metal is their weakness. So, I am running Scizor and Mega Scizor. I really like them. There's just nothing that really their weakness is fire, and you don't see a ton of like fire stuff. Maybe I'm ignorant to it, but I haven't really seen a lot of fire decks. But yeah, it has, even if you don't evolve him, this Gale Thrust is pretty cool. And if you're going against, say, a Gardevoir or a Xerneas, this here, if you bring it from your bench to your active Pokemon this turn, this attack does 60 more damage. And if it's their weakness, say it's like a Mega Gardevoir, that turns to 110, which then turns to 220. And that's a one-hit kill. With, the base Scizor, not even Mega Evolved Scizor, you don't need it. And then the cool part is, Steel Wing is kind of cool, but it's not that great. But, let's see, Mega Scizor. It uses the same amount of energy. So, when you switch over, it's the same. It says you may discard a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon or a stadium card in play. So if we're playing against like a Mewtwo or a Rayquaza deck, that's awesome. Because if they're running, Shrine of Memories, so they can take the damage off of Mewtwo, it's gone. Or you can just keep taking energies off of Mewtwo to lower his damage, and you discard these things. So, yeah. And, of course, you take it off of Mega Rayquaza, and then at that moment, he only has 5 spaces if you take that off. And that is not enough damage to kill Mega Scizor. So, after he attacks, unless they, find another one or whatever, but it definitely helps a lot. And also, I'll be running... Let's see here. Where is it? 3 Parallel City. Man, Mega Rayquaza hates that card. Everyone knows that. So, yeah. But one thing I really like about Parallel City is how helpful it can be to you as well. There's like a tactic that I like using when I use it. And a lot of people already know about this. I am very new to the game myself. I started playing like a month ago. So if a lot of the stuff I'm saying is like pretty simple and everybody knows what I'm saying, you're just like, okay, this guy's an idiot. Everyone knows that. That's probably true. But Parallel City, you can put the 2 or the 3 like on yourself. Like, for example, this deck, if I have 2 Shaymin out and I know that, he just put a Lysandre to his hand or something like that. And I can put out, I don't know, something. And then, say I know he's only going to have 150 damage, so I don't want him to Lysandre my Shaymin, or whatever, like a highly damaged Pokemon that you retreated. You can put the Parallel City toward you, on the blue side, and then you can have only you having 3 spots, and then you can send those other cards, to the discard pile without them counting as a knockout, so... Your opponent was not gifted that right to take those prize cards. And then the cool part is, and this is kind of like a cool little, loop, is after you put down Parallel City and you cripple yourself to only 3 bench spots, but you got rid of those 2 Pokemon that you wanted to get rid of to prevent you from being easily killed. Well, look, you just use Mega Scizor and you can remove your own stadium card. So you're back to 5 the next turn. You literally just got rid of them because you wanted to. So it's like a nice loop right there. Of course, just like the other deck, Giratina promo is being used. Magearna, for obvious reasons, just the same kind of technique. Only 2 Shaymin, since it's not going to be like kind of ran through and require Pokemon like this deck over here. But yeah. These are trainers that I came up with. I don't even have these cards, so I'm sure it's going to need a quite a bit of tweaking. But I really like the idea behind it because I'm also using 2 Giratina. Giratina is just a huge pain in the ass, right? So its ability, which says... Prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Mega Evolution Pokemon. Alright, so there's Mega Gardevoir, Mega Mewtwo, Mega Rayquaza, Mega Scizor, right? The only 2 that really aren't are Giratina and Darkrai and Xerneas. But just that one thing, it's just pretty big. And then there's Chaos Wheel. Your opponent can't play any Pokemon Tool, Special Energy, or Stadium cards from his or her hand during his or her turn. That sucks. A lot of these decks require tools and, without really screwing them, like Float Stones, the Spear Links, etc. And, I guess the big one would be Special Energy. That sucks, because, you need to do one of them at a time. But then there's that. Okay, Giratina is just a big pain in the ass. Now, I am running... on this deck that I came up with, a Mega Pokemon, Scizor, so I do have the Spirit Links, but at the same time, because Giratina's attack, right, is 100. A lot of the people that Giratina would be attacking are like 210 or 220 health on average, right? So I did put, where is it? Fighting Fury Belt, right there. In there, I just put 2 of them in there, just, you know, because it would really suck to have to take a third turn to kill someone. So I threw them in there, you know, with 1 Skyla and then 4 VS Seeker. So if you ever really needed that extra little punch, you know, you probably would use Skyla sometime down the road. You know, so you can VS Seeker, Skyla, get a Fighting Fury Belt, you know the process. So, yeah, and then 3 double Dragon Energy, and then 7 Metal Energy. I thought 4 Dragon Energy would probably be too much, especially only for running 2 Giratina. I thought 3 was the perfect amount for the deck, and 7 Metal Energy seems appropriate. I am running a Super Rod. I consider running 2. But like I said, I might change things down the road. It's a very rough draft of this deck. But I think it will be like the counter to the counter, because Gardevoir and Xerneas kind of came out as the counter to Mewtwo, and right? I mean, they came out to counter, and then I think this is the counter to the counter. I just think it's a really good deck idea, and I think it would do really, really well. But yeah, if you have any opinions or anything you'd like to add or ask, just let me know. And shout out to Adam. He's awesome. All right, bye.